Hello, everybody. How are we all doing today? Just throwing a quick post out on Facebook and X just to let everybody know that we are kicking off here. So that'll be, maybe we'll get a couple more folks to join us, hey? But look who we've got already in the chat. Looks like so far I see Dad. And where is everybody else? So we'll give everybody a few more minutes. Give me a thumbs up if the audio is good, by the way. I'm hoping it is. I got the little meter blinking saying everything sounds good, so let me know. But we'll let a few more people get in here before we talk about anything super important. But we got a couple things we can kick off and show you something cool, Dad, while we wait to see if anybody else gets in here. And that is, I've got a couple of extra doodads. So I've got two cameras going right now. I've got this main camera, that one, that I always talk to you in, and I've got another camera set up tonight too. Hey, John, how you doing, buddy? I'm glad you made it. Awesome. Good to see you. Ruddy's in the house. John, it's been a while since you were able to join us, right? Very good. So the cool thing about having the second camera mainly is so that if I do a screen share and I want to show something on the web browser over there, while I'm looking at this screen over here, I've got the camera to talk to as well, so I'm not turning my back on you all the time like I had been doing before. So that'll be nice to have two cameras. So let's see right off the bat, a couple things to talk about. Let's start with, and we can come back to this if a few other people join in as well, but happy birthday to Dad. Hey, CL is here. Excellent. Very good to see you, CL. We were having a good time over on Daniel's live chat. He was just doing a live chat to kind of announce that he's going to do a second channel about video gaming, and CL and I were in there talking a little bit. We're both Gen X. That's the conclusion we came to. So, but hey, happy birthday to my dad, everybody. He is the big 80 today. Go back to your spot, kitty cat. Yeah, I talked to my dad earlier today, and I said, hey, is it okay if I tell everybody it's your birthday? So he said, yeah, no problem. He's proud of the 80. So 80 years, that's a pretty good start. You got a ways to go, but that's a pretty good start. Happy birthday. So we'll say that a few times tonight and point that out to everybody who joins. John, been a while. I'm glad to see you on here. I mentioned you in a video I made last Saturday, John, because I went to go see our buddy Tom at the National Cemetery, and I happened to be filming a video, and I mentioned how well you knew Tom back in the day, so you'll like that video when it comes out. That'll be cool. But hey, check this out. Lori of Lori Soul Circle, I'm sure she'll be joining us shortly. She joined as a member of the channel. So we now have two 99-cent a month members. And the cool thing for Lori is that she gets to see a video early. When I release a video to the public, I also take the next video that's going to be out in the future, and I make that one visible to members. So if anybody wants early access to a video and a few other nice little perks, I make some members-only posts now and then that only members can see. That's 99 cents. But I'm not asking you to do that. I'm not begging for you. It's just something fun to do. So that's pretty cool. And Lori had a live stream on Sunday night, and that was pretty cool. I tuned into that. So if she joins us in a little while, we can talk about that. That was pretty neat as well. Question for you, Dad. Now that you are 80 and you look back over the long life, could you have ever predicted live streaming? And could you have ever predicted that somebody would be able to easily broadcast to as many people as wanted to come see them straight from their house, straight from their desk? After Daniel got off the air on his live stream a little while ago, I was scrolling through my phone, and There's got to be a million people live streaming at any given time, you know. Tyler is in the house. Great to see you, Tyler. I'm glad you made it, buddy. Having a fun time keeping up with your log cabin building adventure. If you can keep the wall from falling down on your head, that's pretty funny. Everybody go check out the Outdoor Tennessean if you haven't already. And I'll tell you what, just in case anybody didn't catch it, I think, yeah, I'm gonna grab the link to Tyler's channel and throw it in the chat just so you guys can have it easily and get to it. And you can always come back to it later as well. There you go. There's Tyler's URL for his channel in the chat. So make a note of that. Subscribe because he's having a good time with his boy. That's pretty fun. You take a drink here. So yeah, Tyler, we were just talking because it's my dad's 80th birthday, and that is my dad in the chat. The Texas Gypsy that you see there in the chat is my dad celebrating his 80 years walking the earth. So could you have ever predicted something like live streaming where I'm flipping through the screen and there's just on my phone and there's just one after another person live streaming from their phone, just picking it up and going live. And there's probably, I wouldn't be surprised if there's 1 million people live streaming. There's something like equal to the population of the United States watching YouTube at any given time around the world. So 300 million people at any given time, and there's got to be 1 million who just hit the go live button and just start talking to their phone. It's kind of crazy. Hey, Lori made it. Lori, we were just talking about you, so I want to touch on that now that you're here. But yeah, happy birthday to my dad. The Texas Gypsy here is 80 years walking tall on the earth. But what I was just mentioning, Lori, is that I caught your live stream on Sunday night, and I didn't want to talk about it too much before you got here. But what a great job on your live stream. You and Daniel both. Daniel just finished a live stream about an hour and a half ago announcing his new channel. He's doing a second channel about video gaming, and both of you were so relaxed on camera, so laid back and natural. Really enjoyable to sit and just do other things in the background or listen and kind of, you know, we're all multitasking all the time. You know, CL Waves always says that she's either doing, I forget what, dishes or I can't remember what the other, she was organizing her Magic the Gathering cards or something like that last time. So that's kind of funny that, you know, but like listening to a podcast or listening to a live stream is the kind of thing you can do in the background. You're welcome, Tyler. While you're doing other things, you know, sometimes I'll listen to a live stream there's 2 guys in the morning that live stream at different times, and I'll put it on, put my AirPods in and listen to them with the phone in my pocket. So I don't even have to see them, just listen to what they're talking about. Right. So yeah. Yeah, there you go. He doesn't like being called sir. Well, that's just a sign of respect, and good luck getting people like Tyler and Daniel not to say sir, because that's just Southern manners right there. And look, speaking of Southern manners, Granny just dropped into the chat. Granny, I'll tell you what you missed so far. It's the Texas Gypsy's birthday, my dad's birthday in the chat. He's a big 80 today. So we're just having a little happy birthday remuneration for him, ruminating on what it must be like to be 80, a young man of 80. So just a note to everybody who's joining right now, celebrating Lori's Soul Stream, joined as our second member for 99 cents a month. She gets early access to my videos, and you can decide whether or not that's a reward or a punishment, but she gets to see the videos early with DG Outdoor. Daniel also is a member, and he gets to see those videos early too. And Lori's already started commenting on next week's video, which brings me to a question I want to ask you folks. Maybe I should show you the web browser, because this kind of includes a question and a thing. I would love to go live when I go fishing or build this cabin. However, there's no server. Yeah, you have to have internet, Tyler. It's not going to work without it. Okay, let me show you all something over here. By the way, welcome to my second camera angle when I'm looking at the web browser. Let's bring the microphone a little closer. So I want to show you something about the time I release my videos has traditionally been on Monday mornings at 9. And if we go to the analytics page for the channel, bye, kitty, decided to jump down. We can go to, I think it's under audience. Is that where this is? Yeah. So this little graph table right here, maybe I'll try and zoom that in a little bit. Okay. So this graph table represents when this audience, when you folks are watching these videos Sunday through Saturday, and we can see there's some hot spots on Saturday and Sunday. And I've been releasing the videos at 9 in the morning, around here, where it says people have this bulk of viewers here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, not so much Thursday, Friday. Although I do tend to release a bunch of shorts on Thursday and Friday. That does get a ton of watchers, but that doesn't mean they're online watching. That means they're just scrolling through, right? So I was kind of playing with the idea of maybe switching to, like, some of you folks release your videos either on a Friday afternoon or a Saturday morning. And if you had this heat map showing when your when your viewers were watching or were online, wouldn't it make sense to start making the videos come out maybe like Friday afternoon, Friday evening to catch the weekend viewers? Maybe, obviously a video is going to be available at any time. And if you're curious, there's a neat screen down here, by the way. Look at this. 71% watch on mobile phones, 11% on tablets, 10% on computers, and only 6% of you are watching on TV. So that's something interesting. I kind of take that as an indicator of what kind of video to make. Should we make it, should my long form videos be like Nathan Black was talking about, making videos that are kind of like a bingeable series for people who are watching on TV. So maybe that's something I need to think about, although this indicates not that many are watching on TV. But looking at this heat map, I'm curious what you folks think. Should I switch when I release videos? And more importantly, I guess this would include, what I tend to do is I release a video on one day, and then halfway around through the week is when I create a whole bunch of shorts, little 30-second videos that are cut up from that primary long video. And then I release those shorts over the course of 2 or 3 days, one about every hour or every other hour, over, between like 9 in the morning up till about 5 o'clock at night. And I push those out. They get, 900 to 1,000 to 1,500 views per short. And they usually have on them a call to action to go back and subscribe and watch the rest of the video, the big videos. So that's kind of the idea behind the shorts. I'm not trying to become a shorts channel, but I do use the shorts to try and drive viewers to come find the channel where we can spend more time talking about stuff, So, all right, let me get caught up on the chat and see what you all say. Granny says mine are released when I have time to upload it. Most of the time it's right after I do them. See, that won't work for me, Granny, and I'll show you why. Because when I go to film a video, I'll sometimes film 2 or 3 videos all at once. And so if we look at my content page, I'll show you all. I've got this. The most recent public video is this one that you guys saw last Monday, 2 days ago, how to clear out your mental clutter fast. But above that, I've got, I think, 6 or 5 videos scheduled. This one here is the one that members got to see early, I think. No, I'm wrong. That's this one down here. The one that members got to see early, so you folks will see that when I release my next one, is called, Goodbye Stress, How to Discard Stress. And then I've got another one, How to Reduce the Stress and Anxiety of Social Media. This one, How to Be Wise, Visiting Friends Who Are No Longer With Us, How to Be Optimistic in 2026, and The Secret to Accomplishing Everything. So how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 videos waiting to go if you count the one that the members have already seen. So I'm not going to be somebody who just releases videos when they're done, because I'd blast you with like 6 videos at once. So really, I'm going to be scheduling them over time. And so I want to try and capture some of this audience based on when they're online. Looks like Lori's got an idea. Looks like Sunday is your most watched day, at least if I see it correctly. I don't have my glasses on. I kind of think you're right. You're right. More people are watching on Sunday starting around noontime. Maybe that's getting out of church time or something, Folks get home from church, or people who don't go to church wake up and roll out of bed around that time. There are some viewers on Saturdays starting at around 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, up through the evening, but it does seem like it's not as many as on Sunday. So does it make sense to release a video maybe on a Saturday a little bit before noon? There's still these lighter colored purple ones or darker colored purple ones where it says many of your viewers are on YouTube. And that starts all the way back at 8 o'clock, Saturday at 8 o'clock. Many of your viewers are on 8. It's just that most of your viewers start around 1 o'clock on Saturday. So I don't know, Lori, are you suggesting Tyler's got a question. All right, let me answer this question, Tyler. That's the reason that these dates show for 2026 is because I put the schedule on them, and I schedule them to come out in the future because I want them to be up at the top of this. Let me unzoom this a little bit so we can see this better. I want them to the unpublished ones to be at the top of the list, and it sorts them by the date that they're scheduled. So I will schedule something for like 2 years from now, just so that it's not scheduled for tomorrow and I forget about it and accidentally it goes public. Believe me, that's happened to me. I've had things scheduled for next week, meaning to get around to them and publish them next week, but I want them to publish when I tell them to, not on a schedule. So I'll go in and I'll make a video go live on the spot, and I'll create a post about it. Maybe I'll go post something about it on Facebook or something. So I've started scheduling them like the end of 2026. So there's no danger of them accidentally hitting their scheduled date. So when it does say 2026, that doesn't mean when they're really going to get released. I'm really going to release these next week, and then the week after, and then the week after. I just put them out at 2026, so they'll be at the top of the list. It's just an artificial way of sorting out the videos there. So yeah, that's the deal. Let's see here. So CL works Monday to Friday. So do I. Can't consistently watch during the week. Same here. I'm working a day job. I catch up with morning coffee on the weekends. Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I might get a chance to watch some evenings, but some evenings I don't. Some evenings we got church. Some evenings we'll go out and I'll be cooking dinner and then just plop down and watch some TV with Mrs. Escaping the Suburbs. So, yeah. Lori's suggesting to do it Sunday morning, and I think that is a valid suggestion. The only thing I'm concerned about, Lori, and the only reason I hesitate on that day is because I'll miss the Saturday people. And it looks like maybe at least a quarter of the folks who watch on Saturdays. And if I do Sunday mornings, anybody who only looks at YouTube on Saturdays, maybe people don't go on social media at all on Sundays or something. Maybe that's their day to take off. Maybe they look on Saturday. And if I post something on Sunday and they don't look at it all throughout the week till Saturday, obviously the same people are probably going to be on Monday and Tuesday as well. Or maybe the same Saturday people are going to be on Sunday as well. But I could try it. I could try a Sunday at noon video and just see what happens. I don't think you're crazy. I wonder if you will or do see an upswing in views during the winter when our northern friends want to see green spaces. That's a great question. I hadn't thought about it. My old channel life was motorcycles, and I will tell you for a fact that when we Florida folks could be riding our motorcycles, the northern folks who couldn't definitely tuned into those videos about riding bikes down here because they couldn't do it up there. And in the summertime, they don't watch as much because they were out riding. So, yeah, that's a really good question. Yeah, I agree. It's kind of a conundrum, both of you. Lori and Tyler, you sort of see my conundrum. So I think what I'll do is I'll just experiment. I'll release a video this week on Saturday, and then the week after, I'll move it to Sunday, like noon or something, and let's just see what happens and see if there's any difference. Or if there's no discernible difference at all and it doesn't make any difference at all, then I'll probably just start doing it like on Friday or something, so that I catch all the Friday people and all the Saturday and Sunday people. Because people who are subscribed or want to see these videos, like you folks, super fans, people who are really hardcore into it, you guys are going to watch the videos no matter when they come out. I'm just trying to catch the random person who's into the same thing we're into at the same time, and trying to just catch some new viewers and maybe bring some people around, So, hey, did you guys check out? I got 2 cameras. I got a 2-camera setup, so I can talk to you over here when I'm looking at my laptop, and I can talk to you over here when I'm looking at this big computer main screen right here, which has got my live stream software on it. So it's a 2-camera setup. This this camera off to the right that I was looking at for a minute, that was my old action camera that was bolted on the front of my helmet when I was riding motorcycles and making travel videos, as opposed to this one, which is the Pocket 3 walking and talking video. Where is Daniel? Daniel probably fell asleep. He had a great live stream, and he was really good on and then he probably fell asleep or went to make dinner or something. Yeah, so try Saturday morning. You want to capture as many viewers as possible then, and you want to capture as many viewers as possible, because then and only then will YouTube keep sending out impressions. Yeah, I guess so. One of my favorite channels always posts Mountain Time Sunday morning. I specifically wait for her video to post. So for us, CL, I think you're in Central Time, if I remember correctly. So it'd be like midday for you, right? Maybe like 1 o'clock or something like that for me, right? But Lori is 100% in favor of getting away from Monday, and I think I will. I don't think we're seeing a whole lot of folks watching on Mondays. Now, like I said, what I tend to do is halfway through the week, when the views have kind of tapered off, that's when I'll create those shorts, and I'll use that Opus Clips tool to take one of my main reel videos and chop it up into some 30-second segments with a big banner that says, subscribe for more like this and come watch the main big video. And those shorts, this is not a shorts channel, and I'm not a shorts oriented person, but I think they're good for just, casting a lure out there and trying to show somebody that this channel exists, and maybe the shorts will bring people around, So, yeah, I think you guys have kind of talked me into it and convinced me. That's what I'm going to do. I will do let's just try a Sunday this week. Let's just put out a video, the one that Lori saw and the members could see earlier this week. I'll release it on Sunday, sometime around 12 or 1. And let's see what happens. And then the following week, I'll do one on Saturday morning and catch the Saturday people and see what happens. And then we can talk about it on a live stream and see what the results were like. So I really appreciate everybody taking time to type out. I know it's not always easy to type out a response on a live stream, especially if you're watching on a phone or something, or if you're watching on a TV, you got to dig out your phone to make a comment. But I have a hard time turning views into subs. I'm at 29,000 views, but only 172 subs. It'll get there. Tyler, I got to tell you something. I thought I had a few hundred videos, and I was wondering when it was going to happen, but I went back and took a hard look at my channel's videos since I turned the channel from motorcycles to nature and outdoors, which was last April. And I went and took a hard look and said, how many of my videos are actually on topic? And it's only 70 or so. I thought I had a couple hundred videos, but I do have a couple hundred videos, but they're about other things. During that time, I was kind of, especially April, May, June, I was kind of trying to get my footing and say, what do I want to talk about? Do I want to talk about, how do I want to talk about nature? What about nature do I want to talk about? And the whole escaping from the suburbs and finding mental peace and clarity and getting out of the chaos type stuff. It took a couple months to sort of trickle down into my brain and sort of germinate and start to, sorry, I've been gardening a lot, germinate and sprout into what I really want my topic. So now I've got a repeatable topic that I can almost recite from scratch, but for the first few videos, Sorry if you were listening without watching. You're wondering what got silent, but I was going to get this clipboard. I wanted to show you. I've got a clipboard here. The first few videos, I walked around with this checklist, so I would remember the things I wanted to say. And it's just phrases, but this phrase would spur a saying, right? Low energy, don't lose heart. Your body knows how to recharge. A short walk equals renewal. Nature is a powerful charger. Feeling down, you're not alone. Nature moving towards healing. So I have a whole clipboard, right, of these ideas. And then after I had made 4 or 5 videos with those topics, I switched to little note cards. And so now I can just pull this out. Got this idea from Rob the Maritimer, right? So I could pull it out. I could look at it and say, okay, you made a powerful choice, and stick it back in the pocket. And then I could just talk to the camera and say, listen, by getting out here in nature, you've really made a powerful choice to clear your brain and escape from the chaos of the suburbs and get out into nature and start to soak up the green space. So these little cards were just like to spur me. But Tyler, I didn't have those for the first 2-3 months. And so it turns out I've only got like 70 videos on topic. So I'm waiting for the channel to ignite. I'm waiting for the rocket to launch and go into afterburner mode. But we just got to wait it out, buddy. Just keep making them. Make new videos. Try to force yourself. No, not try. Decide that you're going to go out there and do it, right? And I've actually got a video coming out soon on that exact phrase. I'll give you guys a sneak peek. The idea is not to say I'm trying to make more videos, but to say I've decided to make more videos. And to not say to yourself, I'm trying to grow my channel, but say I've decided to grow my channel. Just because there's a lot more power in your mind if you say I've decided to do something versus I'm trying to do something. So here, I'll give you an example, okay? And I talked about this in the video, you'll see. Listen to the difference in the way these sound, right? I'm trying to lose weight. I've decided to lose weight. You guys hear the difference? You hear the power in the second one, I've decided to lose weight, or anything that you want to do. Start saying I've decided to do instead of I want to do, I'm trying to figure out how to do, trying to get better at. Discard all that language and start saying I've decided to fill in the blank. If you got problems in your personal life or something, maybe your marriage or whatever, say, I've decided to be a better husband/wife, whatever. I've decided to be a better parent. Granny says, hey, y'all, have you seen the moon tonight? Well, no, I've been inside watching YouTube. But no, I can't quite see it. And by the time I get done with my live stream here, it'll be on higher. But I'm going to assume it must be pretty nice. Somebody told me today, I have breakfast on Wednesday mornings with my friends, and I heard that there's a special name for the full moon, but they have a special name for every single full moon every month now. I forget what he said. The rabbit squirrel full moon or something. I forget. What do y'all know? You can tell me in the chat. I don't know. Let's see if there's anything I missed. Granny says I'm organized. I decided to be organized. Granny says I must go look. All right, fine. Here, you guys, I'm going to go look. Listen to this. Let me go look at the moon. There you go. There's a moon out. Ow, where's my mouse? Okay, turn that off. Hey, hey, there's a moon. But even better, by telling me to go out the front door, which is right here, because my office is the front room. Not only that, there was an Amazon package on the front step. So thank you, Granny, for making me go look at the moon, which is nice. Granny says it's the beaver moon this time. Okay, so, but at least I got my Amazon package inside, so it's not sitting out on the front porch. I also crashed my knee into the desk trying to sit back down, so sorry if that was loud. I'm all scattered today. Short-term goal setting works for me. I'm overly organized. Hey, you got to know yourself, right? You got to know what works for you. Prayers for Monica from the Quiet Nomad channel. Still not feeling great. Definitely on the mend, but still not feeling great. And of course, it's 2 in the morning right now over there. So I'm hoping she's getting back to making videos again soon. That would be good. Recent videos. Let's talk about that. The most recent video. It was huge coming up over the ocean. She says, still talking about that moon. Yeah, I'm sure. She goes, CL went out and looked at it. The moon is huge above the old oak tree. Oh, hello. I actually turned on my screensaver. That was funny. Let's take a look at what the most recent, I know we just looked at videos, but just quickly, where's my button? Here we go. Where is Geraldine tonight, I wonder? So the most recent video I threw at you was this, how to clear out your mental clutter fast. And so that's the video in which I threw at you the idea or analogy of your mental shelf space, and you've only got so much shelf room in your mind, and don't clutter up your shelves with negative thoughts. And I kind of harped on something I've said before, which is that you can control what you think about. You are in charge of your actions, and one of your actions is thinking. And so if you find yourself thinking negatively, make yourself stop it. Say, get out of here. Tell your thought, get out of here. I'm not going to think about that. I'm not going to clutter up my mental shelf space with negative thoughts. I have decided I'm going to think about something positive and then do it. Yeah. There we go. I made a video recently based on a text conversation I had with one of my oldest friends. And when I say one of my oldest friends, I don't mean he's one of my friends who's extremely old. I mean somebody I have known for the majority of my life. I was having a text conversation with my friend Wes, and we were talking about the concept of wisdom, and we were talking about the question of, is there any major or real difference between somebody who is wise and somebody who presents as wise or appears wise or tries to appear wise, and someone who wants to appear wise, so they say wise things. Maybe they do some reading or some looking up or some research to try to think of what wise people say and what are some words of wisdom. If somebody does all that work, is there any real difference between them and somebody who just, we would say, is wise? And we kind of came to the conclusion that that for all intents and purposes, the net effect is there's no difference. So if you want to be wise, do a little bit of work and decide to try, think of what wise people say, how they speak, how they present, and work on it. And if you pretend to be wise long enough, eventually you will just be wise, and people will think you're wise, and the wisdom that you're handing out is going to be just as beneficial to people, whether that had germinated in your brain naturally or you worked to come up with whatever wisdom you dispensed. So I made a video about that. That'll be out pretty soon. That'll be pretty fun. Dad wants to know what is the name of that music. I will tell you. It's part of the YouTube free music library that you can get. You can get royalty-free music for your YouTube channel. And that song is called, I'm going to tell you it is on YouTube. It's called Fractal of Light by Chris and I don't know how to say this, Haugen. Whoop. I was trying to get the name of the song on my clipboard so I can paste it to you in the chat, and I almost launched it in my music player. We don't want to do that. So there's the name of the song in the chat, Fractal of Light by Chris Haugen, Haugen. And you can look that up. Granny says, I agree. Our thoughts have such control over so much of our lives. Good thought will always help us to have a better life. Yep, that's putting it better than I could. What are you doing down here, kitty? You're going to get rolled over with my chair if you're not careful. Let's see. What else do we want to talk about? Okay, I thought about and made a change slightly to my thumbnail design. I want to show you. Come here. Come here. Instead of running around under my feet, go back to your spot. Go back to your spot. Her spot is on my other laptop, which is closed because it'll be a warm lid. So that's her spot. We'll see if she actually behaves. She napped for like 4 hours before I started talking, and then she jumps up, of course. Let me show you what I'm talking about with the thumbnails. Okay, so here's a good example. I was thinking about, and now this is probably going to be overly crowded. I think that I may have overdone it. Maybe I overcrowded these thumbnails. Let me make them a little bit bigger. But one thing I'm experimenting with is there was a video that I had a while back that did extremely well. Let me go find that video and show it to you. And it just took off like a rocket for reasons unknown. Here we go. This one, Escape the Drain. And it's got this little drained battery icon on it. And I was thinking about how well that video did. 2,400 views. Pretty crazy. So my idea was, what if I try to adopt that battery draining theme as a thumbnail recurring image? It's just something to experiment with, I'm just trying it on a few of these thumbnails, just trying to improve the click-through rate, because my click-through rate's pretty terrible, honestly. If we take a look at just any of these videos and we look at click-through rate is how many people have looked at your video versus how many have clicked into it. So you can see 854 impressions. That means YouTube showed this video to 854 people. I hate when you hover over something and it starts doing all this stupid stuff. I don't want these explanations. Get rid of these. YouTube showed this video to 854 people, and the number of people who looked at it was 54. So YouTube is saying you got 2.9% click-through rate, which, is actually better than some of the stuff that I had been doing. And I'm wondering if maybe dressing up the thumbnail helped. Maybe not. If I go back to some of these older click-through or older videos that did not have that thing on it, 1.4%. I don't know. It's worth a try. The problem is switching to Saturdays and Sundays and changing the thumbnail icon look. Wait, where was it? Under here? Yeah, 1.1. See, it's miserable. 1% of the people who were shown my thumbnail clicked yes, I want to see that, based on these old thumbnails down here, right? And these AI-based ones didn't do great at all. I don't think anybody likes these AI thumbnails. Obviously, but I tried them for a little while. That was the vidIQ AI coach making thumbnails. So I'm going to try these. I'm going to try putting these batteries on and see if the click-through rate is any better. We'll see. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think is it too cluttered? Do you think I should go back to just face and words? I don't know. Yeah, Lori, to answer your question, it was like 1 or 2% click-through rate. And what I changed was I added this battery icon to some of these thumbnails because of the fact that I had a very successful video with a high click-through rate that had this recharge your battery type icon on a previous video. So I thought I'd put some of these recharge your battery icons sort of as a theme onto some of these videos and see if there's a difference. It's too early to tell if there's any change. It's too early to really know if it made a difference. And the danger is if I also switch the day that I release, if I switch the day that I release and change my thumbnail type, how do I know which one had an effect, you know? Yeah, I don't know. Granny says, please hit the thumbs up. Well, that's nice of you. It's not important, but it doesn't hurt to do it. And my dad wandered off and found the song while we were talking about this other subject. My dad was off finding that, printing off the name of that song, so I'm happy for him. CL says, I found you via a live stream with Catherine Price. I remember her. Yeah, I remember commenting on her. I didn't look at your thumbnails. I just binge watched. I do like the battery icons. Okay. So, CL, does that mean you found me because I commented on Catherine's live stream or one of her videos or live streams or something? And you saw my name and then came and found my channel that way? I assume that's what you meant, right? I find a lot of channels that way, whether it's on Rob or Catherine. Lori's got some comments that I found some new channels from commenters. Daniel's got a few people commenting for him. So you had that on the one I saw this morning, and it caught my attention, and I wanted to watch it now, which is why I joined. Cool. Okay, so I guess mission accomplished on the battery icon for at least one person. But as I said, you know, you guys are super fans. You guys are gonna watch these videos because we've all kind of established a friendship here and a community. So yeah, CL. So that's what I thought you meant. Okay, good. So, you know, if it works for you though, if it caught Lori's attention, it might catch somebody else too. I'll leave those battery icons on for a little while. I might make them a little bit less messy and a little bit more dressed up, you know. So Granny says, I have really never looked at any of the stuff. I see how many subscribers I have, but that's about all I have looked at. I do look at the watch hours from time to time. Yeah, you don't dig into the analytics too much. That's okay. You don't have to. It's just something for people who are interested in that to dig into that stuff. But there's nothing that says you have to. I think I try to look at it because I'm trying to see what the audience is telling me. I'm trying to see if there's something I'm doing that they like or something I'm doing that the audience doesn't like. That's the main reason I'm trying to figure out. And Granny has never created a thumbnail. Well, we were talking about I need to help you with some thumbnails sometimes, but unless it's teaching you how to make thumbnails, there's no point because I can't just make you 5 thumbnails or 10 thumbnails and then what do you do for the rest of your time? You got to learn how to make them if you want to. My videos with the cats in the thumbnail do slightly better than the ones without. However, 7 views is a good day for me. Well, I get that. You know, I think you're just starting to get your channel off the ground. You're like a plane that's on the runway and has been given clearance to take off, and you've started your roll and you're gaining speed, but you haven't quite yet got enough speed up for the lift to start generating under your wings. But I think you're approaching V1, right? So velocity 1, the point of positive rate, gear up. I think you're headed there. So yeah, that's a good question for Granny. I don't think you do long videos. I don't think I've ever seen one of your videos that was even horizontal, right? You pretty much just hold the phone and do vertical videos on your phone, right? So, but that's fine. I mean, people are walking around with these video watching things in their pocket all day long, so there's nothing wrong with making those. But I don't think Granny's the type to sit down and spend an hour editing a video. It's not for her. Yeah. I wouldn't say you're slow. I just think you're early. I think you're early. So I'm gonna experiment with that thumbnail design. We should just put video. We should just put pictures of Suzuki the cat on every thumbnail and see what happens. Just random pictures of the cat. And titles would be, finding your peace in nature and a picture of a cat, right? She's looking at me funny because I'm laughing. Here, let's take a peek at her. She's hiding behind the microphone stand. She's hiding from you. Also, maybe you didn't notice, but I threw a light behind me to help light up the bookcase background back there because it was so dark without it. See how dark that is? That's one of those little portable LED lights that I used to have sitting over here off to my side lighting me up, but I thought it might be better to light up the background a little bit. And as you can see, I've got my fake fireplace. When Lori did her live stream on Sunday night, she had the real thing. But in South Florida, we don't want a fireplace burning. We're warm enough, thank you very much. Yeah, you could add text to a picture and make it a thumbnail. It doesn't have to be super fancy. It could just be a screenshot. You can make your video, keep it private, watch your own video on your phone, and screenshot your video at any point. And now you have a picture on your phone of yourself in your video, and then go in and edit that and throw some text on it. Just put a couple words. Don't use any words. Don't reuse your title in your thumbnail. That's kind of a given, right? You don't want to take if your title is How I Found Peace in Nature, you don't want a thumbnail that says How I Found Peace in Nature. You want to say something like Not What You Think, or It Was Easy, or something like that, so that the two go hand in hand. One answers the question to the other, or one comments on what the other one said, something like that. Well, hey, Granny, I got news for you. I noticed in the stats, you are our top commenter for the past month. I don't know if you knew that. Maybe it told you that, but it told me, Granny, when I was looking at the stats, that you never look at on your channel, you, Granny, are our top commenter. So good for us. That's a funny thing. You said, did you see we're going to get cooler weather next week? Might have to wear socks. Well, we'll see about that. Let's not go crazy. I don't know about socks, but it is supposed to get a little cooler. I think it's supposed to get into the 50s overnight. And so it would be in the 60s in the daytime. So I'll enjoy that. I'll watch out for that. Watch out for that tree. Granny says, I talk too much. No, you don't talk too much. You're just our number one commenter because you rule. Lori, I missed your live stream last Sunday, but I did find a lot of your shorts talking philosophy with your daughter. I loved all of them, and I liked and commented on them. Yeah, very nice. I don't think you were having major technical issues other than I think you thought you were glitching out when you weren't. You thought that it was closing down. Lori says she was having technical issues in the beginning, but I don't think it was that bad. I think you just a couple times thought that it closed and it kept going, and you came back and it was fine. So all of you folks are a lot more relaxed. Daniel's live stream today, he was so much more relaxed and easygoing. Lori was very relaxed on her live stream, just taking it easy, and everybody's kind of forgetting that they're talking to a camera and just having a good time, relaxed, and it's great to watch. People who we saw, struggling, even myself when I the first few live streams that I did on this channel. And by the way, we are now at 3 months and 2 weeks, I think, of live streams consistently without missing a Wednesday night. But when the first few ones, when I did them, I was kind of like, hello, everybody. Welcome. We're here. I don't know what to say. What do I do? And I was hitting all these keyboard shortcuts, and it was a little bit manic. But the more you do it, the more it doesn't bother you, and you don't worry about it. Hey, we got 9 people watching. I don't know what it shows on your screen, but I'm showing 9 people. That's maybe the highest number we've seen of concurrent viewers at one time. So that's pretty cool. So yes, Lori, good question. Daniel did have some trolls, and he handled them perfectly. Somebody was asking him stuff like, my mom says being a furry is a sin. What do you think? People drop into a live stream and just be, total nonsense. But Daniel handled it really well. He didn't let it drag him down and distract him or anything. He was great. He saw it. I saw him reach up to his phone, deleted it, and then it zapped out of the comments, and he just went on without even addressing it. So, yeah, I agree. You'll think I sounded very Kermit the Frog, eh? Yeah, everybody's doing great. That was a good idea, CL. When the troll comments come in, you just drop a bunch of comments in there, and that pushes them off the screen, right? That's a good idea. Yeah. Yeah, cool. Hey, you guys want to do a nature reading tonight? Something we've been trying to do in most of my live streams. I want to share a piece of literature or a book with you that focuses on something in nature. And I try to not go searching for something. I instead try to remember something that I've read. The reason for that is if it stuck with me enough for me to be able to remember it, maybe it's impactful enough, right? Granny says I do a live every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock and just chat like the folks are in my living room. Right on. That is the way to go. Well, I was thinking about, on Facebook, there's these groups that are for different interests, and I'm a member of a few groups for Lord of the Rings because I'm a big fan of that author. In fact, if we look at my bookcase, everything on the top right, everything on the second one down on the left, everything on the second one down on the right, everything on the third one down on the right, and everything down there at the bottom where the blue is, those are all copies of books from Mr. Tolkien, who wrote Lord of the Rings. So in these groups, sometimes people ask a question, where in Middle-earth would you most like to live? And, most people say, I want to live in the Shire. I want to live in the Hobbiton. I want to live in Minas Tirith. I want to live in Gondor. I want to live in the White City. But not me. I always have the same answer, and that is that I want to live in area. I guess I gotta watch where I lean in my camera. Yeah, we're glitching here a little bit. I'm getting some internet glitches here, and the good thing is that we're going to be glitched out too much. We might have to call it. Well, seems like it's back. All right, maybe we're back. We shall see. Maybe. We'll see if this is going to work. Looks glitchy to me. I don't think it's going to work right now.